And greetings everyone, Q here with your weekly China gold oil market update. This is ending the week of January 4th, 2013. So what looking at here is the Dow Jones Industrial Average, ticker symbol DJIND. You can see this big hop up here off of the 50-day moving average. It tried to go below it a few days before. This was before the New Year's, and it just didn't want to be down there. So on, Tuesday, first day of the trading day of the year, boy, it popped up. I think it was 250 points, something like that, and that was right off of the 50-day moving average. So that's very significant. And I guess we will see what happens, but this typically tells me it's the beginning of an uptrend. If it wants to be above the 50-day and the 200-day moving average that badly, it's most likely an uptrend, but we'll see what the future holds. Now I will go to the S&P. And here we're looking at the S&P 500. This is ticker symbol SPX, and very similar to the Dow. No surprise there. They tend to follow each other very closely. But you can see here, this was a big indicator. Popped up off of the 200-day moving average through the 50 and closed at the high above the 50-day moving average. So that's pretty significant. Let me get this ticker off of my chart here really quick. All right, that's better. So yeah, this was the indication that it was going to be a big up day next trading session, and sure enough, this is what we got the next trading session. It opened at its low, zipped up, and it closed at its high. Very significant. Same thing here. Opened at the low, zipped up, closed at the high. Did not retreat from the high at all. 2 days in a row. And off of the 50 and the 200-day moving average. That's quite significant. So it looks to me, if I had to guess, I would say we're in the beginning of an uptrend here, and it's probably going to keep going up. It might come down and retreat a little to play with this 50-day moving average maybe next week or the week after, but we'll have to see. But that's kind of the price action to look for, and you can see it looks like we started a big uptrend here. Alright, let's see, what's next? I'm going to go to the FXI. Alright, this is the FXI, the iShares China ETF. And we can see here the beginning of the year, again, the same type of movement we saw in our markets. Up, of course, not as significantly, and also it was well above the 50-day moving average. As you can see here, it's been in an uptrend since December. Well, actually, since way before December. Tested it back here. But the past few days, what I don't like, see, this is overbought. Right here, that tells me that the price is too high. It's unnaturally high. It is above my upper envelope here. See how it sticks to the upper envelope in strong uptrends? If it goes above that, and this is for any chart that I look at, not just the FXI, if it goes above that, that's way oversold or overbought. I'm sorry. And that's an indication that it's probably going to retreat. And what I see happening possibly is it might retreat and fill in this gap that was created over the New Year's. And then that'll be almost like a reset, and at that point it'll be below the upper envelope, and that would be more natural growth and not too fast. So that's kind of the action that I'm looking for in the future, in the immediate future. There is a chance that it might bounce off of this upper level, but probably not. That's pretty strong to be up above that. It might come below it a little bit and then follow it up. But definitely watch for that interaction there with the FXI. Now over to the EWH. Alright, here's the EWH, the iShares Hong Kong ETF, and you can see the same type of price action, and this also might have been because of our action, and of course these are US ETFs that we're looking at, so when the US market is up, these ETFs might be up regardless of what China's doing or Hong Kong. Everybody's just in this buying euphoria. Sure, buy it, why not? It's all up, it's all good. We all know how that goes. So that was maybe unnatural, and you can see it hasn't really gone anywhere since, but it's followed our markets almost directly, these past 4 days at least. But significant to me is it's above the 50-day moving average, and it didn't barely touch the upper envelope that I use. Like you can see back here, it did. And then it reset and it almost kind of bounced off the 50. Same type of price action here. So I'm not looking really for this to go up or down in the near future. We'll see how it interacts with the 50 and with the upper envelope again. But again, that might be just due to our markets and the euphoria in the US. Off to CHIQ, that's the China consumer. We'll see what that tells us. And no big surprise, the CHIQ, the China Consumer ETF. Yeah, this is very similar to what we've seen with the other two China stocks we look at. Or ETFs, I'm sorry. 1 second, we'll check out gold, GLD. So this is CHIQ that we're looking at right now. Now we're off to GLD. Alright, this is GLD, and no, not at all like the markets have gone. But that doesn't surprise me. Metals and commodities often do not follow the markets. Usually not. And you can see, we've entered this downtrend in gold, and this really confirmed the downtrend. It does not want to be above this 250-day moving average, 200-day moving average, and 50-day moving average to be precise. So yeah, we bounced off of that, and I see this downtrend continuing until the price action tells me differently, but right now the price action is saying down. So make your decisions based off of that and all your information also. This is just another supplement for what you have. Okay, now off to OIL. Alright, now we're looking at OIL. And this is kind of significant, the price action of the past few days. So you can see here, again, this confirmed our downtrend off of the 50-day moving average. And that stayed in place. It tested it here, didn't like the price action above there, so it came down below it and stayed below it, the 50-day moving average. Again, tested it here, did not drop below it too significantly like we did back here. And we did end up popping up above that 50-day moving average. Then, after 4 days of trading, we popped up above the 200-day moving average. And the past 3 days, we've been trading above the 200-day moving average. And now the price action has been limited by this upper envelope that I use. You can see it touched that upper envelope, and it's right now, the past 3 days, between the 200-day moving average and the upper envelope. So I'm looking for the price action to probably stay above that 200-day and below the upper envelope, and we'll wait until the 50-day moving average comes up. If it lasts, if the price action does last above the 200, of course there's always a chance it might go down and interact with it again in between the 200 and the 50. But right now, showing relatively strong price action above the 200-day, so we'll see what happens next week. We'll see what happens with the 50-day moving average and the interaction here with these averages that I use in the price action. So that is your market recap for the week ending January 4th, 2013. This is Q with China Gold Oil, and I will see you next time. Oh, by the way, thank you very much for watching. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Have a good one.